We are in way more danger right now than most people realize.
If global temperatures rise above 1.5 degrees, we will not live.
Everything is on the line, right? You know, our health, our well-being, economic development, our life expectancy.
These meetings are extremely important. They've been the guiding framework for really incentivizing more ambitious climate action.
That stocktake that's being debated right now says we're falling well short of the action that's needed.
Plainly, the climate crisis is mainly a fossil fuel crisis. 80% of the cause of all this is from burning fossil fuels.
If we do not address fossil fuels, then everything else that we say or do is a distraction.
Loss and damage is important. This fund must happen.
Climate justice embraces the principle that all people have a right to clean energy and a clean environment, where we're talking about loss and damage, we're talking about climate finance, or we're talking about health. The justice issue and the health issue really have to be front and center.
We've become victims of a crisis we did not stop. Our carbon emission is 0.1.
I'm actually personally really struggling on a moral and emotional level of being at a climate conference led by a president who is also in charge of the 12th largest oil company in the world.
Here at COP we have 2,456 fossil fuel lobbyists.
In one of the pavilions there is the OPEC stand and the gas exporting countries forum stand as well.
Greenwashing is alive and well at COP, sadly. So what we would love to see is really bringing that integrity back into policy making and really relying on the science and the experts.
Many communities are on the front lines, but they are not responsible. And in most cases, it is these communities that are not being listened to when it comes to global platforms.
I am translating what climate reality is demanding in the Japanese context and then bringing what I experience here back to the people in Japan.
We're bringing youth from 10 Latin American countries. They are the next generation of leaders.
I'm glad that we're not only looking at environmental justice in the U.S., but we're looking at environmental justice more broadly around the world.
It's been really fantastic to see all the green rings everywhere in Monica.
Seeing how much we can push the needle on the way that we've structured our world, right? The relationships between global north and global south, the idea that corporations are the biggest financial actors and they're getting the biggest cuts would be a success for me.
The key focus now is to ensure that the pledges that are made actually delivered.
The decision to finally recognize that the climate crisis is at its heart a fossil fuel crisis is an important milestone. But you have to say it's also the bare minimum that we need and that it's long overdue. Now, whether this turns out to be a turning point that truly marks the beginning of the end of the fossil fuel era depends on the actions that come next and the mobilization of finance that's required in order to achieve them. The work we do with the Climate Reality Project and the action you take on climate remains of critical importance. So please continue to speak out and act and take on the hard conversations. Don't shy away from them. We cannot let oil and gas interests foil the efforts of the rest of us who are working for justice and to protect humanity's future. We cannot let hope give way to despair, and we will not. We cannot sit by and wait for all nations to summon the political will to overcome these narrow special interests and act on behalf of the future of humanity. We have to demand action now. But lest anyone doubt that we have the political will to deliver the change we need, always remember that political will is itself a renewable resource. Thank you very much.